Hi, this is Marben and I'm going to walk you through a presentation that was made at the February 25th TLI, and it's about how to build a club. And this is a story about how I built a club that I was involved in and others in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So let's get started. So in 2009, I was elected president of the Pittsburgh Toastmasters Club. I would say more like I was bamboozled into being the president. But here's some things about the club. It really is an historic club. It's one of the oldest clubs in the world, chartered in 1936. It had an SEO friendly name. Now, what I mean by that is that if you go on the web and you put in Pittsburgh and Toastmasters, our club comes up. And we had a great master in our club, and his name is John Clark. You can see he's been a Toastmaster since 1949. And all of the things he's accomplished, area governor, club president, vice president of education, district evaluation champion, district speech champion, a truly distinguished career. But here's the problem. He wasn't a DTM. He only lacked one thing to be a DTM. More about that later. So we're at a turning point for our club. Our membership was fairly low. We had really poor meetings, and we're at a somewhat undesirable location. We met at a place called the Shop and Save Supermarket and a conference room at the Shop and Save. So that's where our club was at this point in time. At one point in time, the club met downtown in several different buildings, but now we met in a suburban location. And so we lost that kind of gusto of being the club in Pittsburgh. Now, remember, as I said, in 2009, I was elected president of the Pittsburgh Toastmasters Club. Again, I kind of think I was kind of bamboozled in it. But it was something interesting that I discovered. And that is the club had a commitment to me. Its members had a commitment. You could see all around how the members kind of had this commitment to the club and also to me. So I dust the whole leadership piece that I learned when I was in the Army. Commitment has everything to do with when you're a leader, having a vision, a plan, and being able to communicate that vision and plan. So this is what I started out doing. First, I looked at the Toastmasters mission, and that became our vision for the club, to provide a mutually supportive and mutually positive learning environment where every member had the opportunity to develop their skills. And then with that, I wanted to put together a plan of how we wanted to revitalize our club and then constantly communicate it and have achievements and celebrate that success and communicate it some more. So that's what I came into with the commitment that the club had given me and the commitment that I was going to give to the club. So a 4-part plan. Part one was a club survey. And the survey kind of does 3 things for us, as you can see here. It tells us what members think. It tells us what members want. And it also tells us what members are doing. So we put together this club survey, and really there were 10 questions on the survey. And the survey went out electronically to our club members, and you can see some of the questions. Why did you join Toastmasters? What are the strengths of our club? What are the weaknesses of our club? What communication awards you received? And this survey really was designed to kind of give us some information about the club and what it's all about. Now, on the email that I sent you, there's a link to the club. So when you go back to the email itself, you can click this link and it will take you to the survey, the Pittsburgh Club survey. And if you want to actually do the survey for yourself, just give me a call or drop me an email and I can help set that up for you. So the next thing we did after doing the survey was to do a SWOT analysis. And SWOT analysis are really great because it can tell us strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we put together this SWOT analysis by having a business meeting with the club officers and also members of the club to kind of walk through, based on the survey and also an exercise that we did asking people to do this. We wanted them to list 5 strengths of the club. And through consensus, we came up with these 5 strengths. You can see members really help to pitch in with others. We've got friendly members, experienced members, a wonderful meeting room, and a web-friendly name. And then here's some of the weaknesses. A lack of members. We didn't have enough members. We only had really 14 active members, and not all of those members were active. So it led to member burnout. We had difficulty filling roles, which brought us poor meetings, and we can't gain new members, an inability to gain new members. Now, the opportunities. These are things that we could take advantage of to grow our club. And so the opportunities you see here, some inter-club outreach, recruiting new members, strengthening our relationship with the Shop and Save, taping speeches for greater feedback, and unlocking the potential of that Shop and Save location. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. So here's some threats. These are things that if we didn't figure out could derail our club altogether. And that is members not achieving goals, the low membership, the work-life balance of our members. We found that we met at a time that was really not convenient for the work-life balance of our members. The loss of this shopping safe location if we couldn't maintain it for whatever reason. And then mentoring new members. So those are the threats to our existence. So putting all of that together, the SWOT analysis plus the survey, to the third piece in our club growth development plan. And that is setting some club goals. And this is what we looking at all of that data, put together 6 areas of focus for our club. As you can see them, membership achievement, the distinguished club achievement, membership retention and growth, club outreach, membership communication, and mentoring. And based on these, we put together goals that we wanted to achieve as a club. And let me show you. First, on membership achievement. We just boldly said that every member who was currently in a CC manual will receive a CC by June 30th. You can see the second one. Each member currently in an advanced manual will also receive that advanced level by June 30th. And all members active as of June 1st, 2009 will receive their CL by June 30th, 2010. So some pretty ambitious goals on the membership achievement. The next is what we call the Distinguished Club Achievement, which is basically this. Our goal in this Toastmasters year was to become President's Distinguished. It was President's Distinguished or Bust. And these are the Toastmaster criteria for us to become President's Distinguished. The next goal cluster had to do with membership retention and growth. We wanted to grow to at least 30 members. We wanted to have at least 1 membership campaign per quarter. So that's one of the ways that we really want to attack getting members that way. We want to retain at least 90% of the members that we currently had. And we want to leverage the shopping save for recruitment. And this is what we discovered. We were in a supermarket, a very busy supermarket. And by having a better relationship with Shop and Save, we actually used that supermarket to recruit new members because we found that during the time that we met and also other times, something like 15 to 1,600 people came in that store within the hour and a half that we met during our meetings. A very right recruiting environment. So we turned what we thought was a liability, the fact that we met in a supermarket, to a really nice compliment for us because it gave us a steady stream of people coming into the door that we could recruit for Toastmasters. And then lastly, we wanted to look at ways that we could use video to help our speaking skills, and we did that through taping our meetings and taping speeches. Membership communication. So we want to refresh the website because we were a destination and increase that visitor experience. We wanted to do a web-based newsletter, and we wanted to establish what I call a welcome table. So when people came to visit us, we would have literature, name tags, and distribution for our members, everything that we needed. So working with the Sergeant of Arms, he put that together for us. Another cluster was mentoring. Now, this is where John Clark comes in. John Clark only needed a high performance leadership project in order to get his DTM. And guess what project he took over? Mentoring. So John Clark put together a mentoring project for the company, for the club, and it became a high performance leadership project. And it was really exciting. So all of these goals were assigned to him, and the club rallied around him because we wanted John to get his DTM. And by getting his DTM, it will also help the club to get President's Distinguished. Club outreach. Now, you see the word Noah here. Noah was our previous vice president vice president of education, and he was now the area governor. So actually, I got this down as district governor, but he was actually the area governor. So it was a wonderful chance for club outreach by working with him. We hosted the area contest. We hosted the district contest. So it really gave us a chance for more outreach within the club. And also more people visiting our club as well. The membership experience. We held at least one special meeting for quarter, the celebration of membership achievements. We made this commitment to having fun meetings, to start on time, to do something that we call a speakathon. I'll talk about that in just a second. We wanted to make a commitment to start and stop on time, and we also wanted to make sure that we had written evaluations and voting for things like best speaker, best evaluation, and table topics during each meeting, things that we stopped doing for a while, but we really were committed toward doing that. So part 4 of the plan was what I call Program Club. And this is an opportunity in which we really wanted to make sure that we had a chance to look at our club very critically and based on the data that we've gotten, and how can we really achieve those goals? And this is the action part of it. Here we go. Something I'm calling speech inventory. And this is a little formula that I kind of made up. We had 2 club meetings per month, which is 24 meetings a year. Each meeting we had 3 speeches. So that gave us a speech inventory of 72 speeches. 72 speeches every year. You need 10 speeches to achieve some sort of Toastmaster award in the communication sphere. We had 14 active members, and that means we needed 140 speeches to get each member some sort of award. A delta of 68 speeches. Now, naturally, everybody's not going to take all those speeches, but we at least wanted to know what our speech inventory was, and then also what would be required if all of our members were going after speech awards, assuming that each of them needed 10 speeches. So what we did was we took the club and really divided it into 3 different groups. First group I'm calling the Legacy Toastmasters, and we had 6 members in that group. And you can see those Legacy Toastmasters were Toastmasters based on our survey and based on conversations who wanted to really be involved in the club. They would take any role that you had available, but they really, really didn't want to speak, which was absolutely fine because it took up less of our speech inventory. The next group was what we call the CC group. And 4 members were in this group, and these were members who made the commitment to get their CCs by the end of the Toastmaster year. And then the last group was called the Advanced group, and there were 4 members in that group. And again, that's a commitment that these members had, that they were going to get an Advanced Communication Award by the end of the Toastmaster year. So now we know our speech inventory. We've divided our club up into clusters in which we can have more effective pieces for our Toastmasters working. Now, what did we do next? The thing we did was we divided the Toastmaster year into 4 quarters. Our summer quarter started in July, ended in September. Our fall quarter started in October, ended in December. Our winter quarter started in January, ended in March. And our spring quarter started in April and ended in June. We used those quarters that 1 month before the start of each quarter, our Vice President of Education will issue a schedule for the 6 months, for the 6 meetings for the upcoming quarter using this formula that was designed to maximize our speech inventory, to ensure that each member takes at least 2 roles or 3 speeches per quarter, and that we had 4 meeting slates for those 6 meetings per quarter. So what we've just done here is just kind of taken the apple and just kind of taken really small chunks of the apple, and all we're looking at are 6 meetings within a 3-month period in which we call it a quarter, which really gave us some ways of looking at this in a really smaller way and programming that quarter. So here it is in some words here. The Legacy Toastmasters committed to being assigned at least 3 roles during the 6 meetings per quarter, which meant that every meeting that you didn't have a role. Some meetings you had roles, some meetings you didn't, but at least you had 3 roles during that quarter, and we would assign that and send it out to our members. In the CC group and also in the advanced manual group, it looks very much the same, that each member commit to and are assigned to 1 speech a month and 3 roles in the 6 meetings during that quarter. So you still had an opportunity to have a meeting in which you only spoke, and then a meeting in which you had a role, a meeting in which you spoke, a meeting in which you had a role. And by doing all this, we were able to have 4 slates of meetings. We're not able to burn out members, and members really knew when they were supposed to have an opportunity within the context of what we're doing. And it was very, very, very effective. So there you have it. So this is our club growth and development plan. The club survey, the club SWOT analysis, the club goals, and the club programming, the club. And put all of these together, it gave us a really great foundation for what we're. But remember back to this model about commitment. So we got the vision, we got the plan, and now the next piece is communicate, achieve, celebrate, and communicate. Now, for those of you who are club presidents who are listening to this presentation, one of the most important parts of it is, as the club president, you've got to talk about this plan and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. As you can see here, this is a board that I put together, and this board has on one sheet that I sent out to all the members and also talked about during all the meetings, the plan, the goals that we had set, and all of those quadrants that we were looking at for the Toastmaster year. And I talked about it every single meeting. I sent out notes about it. I celebrated every time that we had I communicated, achieved, celebrated, and communicated. And working with all of our members, we really made sure that we talked about it, talked about it, talked about it, that this plan was at the forefront of everything that we did. And remember, if you look at the plan, part of it is embedded in what we do in Toastmasters anyway. The DCP part of the plan is right there. The number one goal was to achieve President's Distinguished, and if we did that, all the other goals that we're trying to achieve would be accomplished as well. So how did we do? Well, on the membership side, we went up from 14 to 31 members, and that is because of the open houses that we held. We held them once a quarter, very diligently, working with the Vice President of Membership, and our membership skyrocketed. And we also achieved President's Distinguished. And more important than that, here you have it, John Clark, DTM. So that's how we built our club, and that's our plan for club growth and development. So thanks a lot for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line and we can talk about it. And if you want to see any of the tools that we use to do this, I'll be more than happy to share them with you. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon.